Once upon a time, in a faraway village, there lived a peculiar little bird named Peso Pluma. Peso Pluma was not your ordinary bird. He was as light as a feather, and I mean that literally. While other birds could perch on branches, Peso Pluma would float away with the gentlest breeze.
One sunny morning, Peso Pluma decided it was time for an adventure. He flapped his tiny wings and soared high into the sky. His friends, the heavier birds, could only watch in amazement as Peso Pluma soared like a kite.
As Peso Pluma ventured farther from his village, he noticed a dark, ominous cloud forming on the horizon. Worried but determined, he flapped his wings even harder. The cloud grew bigger, and raindrops began to fall. Peso Pluma knew he had to find shelter fast. Just as he was about to get soaked, Peso Pluma spotted a cozy mouse hole in the trunk of a giant oak tree. He darted inside and squeezed through the tiny hole, which was just the right size for him.
Inside the tree, Peso Pluma met a friendly family of mice. They offered him some delicious cheese and told him tales of their underground adventures. Peso Pluma was fascinated and decided to stay with his new mouse friends until the rain stopped.
Days turned into weeks, and Peso Pluma became a permanent resident of the mouse tree. The mice loved having such a light and airy friend, and Peso Pluma enjoyed their warm company.
Eventually, the rain stopped, and Peso Pluma decided it was time to return to his bird friends. He said his goodbyes to the mice, promising to visit them often, and with one last flutter of his feather-light wings, he soared back into the sky.
Peso Pluma's friends couldn't believe their eyes when they saw him return. They asked, "Where have you been, Peso Pluma?" He chuckled and replied, "I've been on the greatest adventure of all, discovering the magic of friendship in the unlikeliest of places." From that day on, Peso Pluma was not just known for his weightlessness but also for his heart filled with the joy of friendship. And they all lived happily ever after, whether they had wings or paws or anything in between.